should have fish and chips. It's only right. We did it for the finale of the first game. I think we could probably finish the game today.
We don't have the stuff to make fish and chips.
I can go buy it.
You want to go buy fish and chips?
Is my phone over there? Oh, shit, I left it upstairs.
I'll go get it. I'm also gotta go to the bathroom anyway.
Okay. I'll just go through Gina's stuff because she's gonna repeat it when you get back down here anyway. Oh, yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. According to that, the boss was looking at some smuggled goods dealings that day. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. What matters most is there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at that place too. Smuggled goods? I don't know, do I? I'm just telling you what was written in the book. Tobacco, tea, spices, medicines, goods of all sorts flowed into London by illegal channels from across... flow into London by illegal channels from across the globe. It's well known that they're disposed of at regular black markets that take place in the capital. But the police are rarely able to locate them in time. So Inspector Gregson was investigating one of those black markets? It's been suggested that high-ranking government officials may be involved in black market activity. No doubt Gregson was trying to avoid details of his investigations being leaked to the involved parties. That would explain why he was operating on his own authority without the Yard's knowledge. And do we know where the dealings were taking place this time? In a particular room of a certain exclusive London gentlemen's club. They went to a strip club!
They did go to a strip club.
Does that mean that Sholmes and Mikotoba actually went to a strip club? I was right?
You were right.
Oh my fucking god. Renosuke, I got you glitter. Why?
It was all over me.
It was all that they had. They weren't able to hide anything. I saw to it. What does that mean, Mr. Sholmes? Okay, I was getting my phone because...
You wanted to order fish and chips.
Kind of. Okay, so, wait. So this case has 3 trial parts, separated right after the first part by 1 investigation segment. So, it'll be long, but I think we could probably power through it and do it today, because it's only mid-afternoon right now. While we did only just now start Chapter 5, like, we didn't do that much in Chapter 4. Like, we were pretty much done by the time we finished last time. Mm-hmm. I can't believe we're gonna finish this game just in time for the fucking next game to come out.
What time do you want to get high?
Honestly, I can do it tomorrow.
Do it tomorrow?
Yeah, if we don't have time today. On the day in question, the accused is known to have been there. Also, this means that Van Zeeks was at a gentleman's club too. I get absolutely nothing out of this, but I don't know why. But all the men of my age come here, so it must mean something. That is the conclusion of Scotland Yard's investigation into the matter. That can't be. We haven't heard anything about any of this. Members of the club have testified to it. There's no question. The accused Beric Van Zieks was present. That would be very significant testimony then. Oh my, but... Lord Van Zieks has made no mention of this at all. In short, Lord Van Zieks had ample opportunity to murder the victim. Very well then. Counsel for the defense, begin your cross-examination. Gina! Stop lying! Why the fuck you lying? Can we have that? Wait, I can't press her? Oh wait, no, there we go. She went through Inspector Gregson's things. Yup, as part of the independent Lestrade investigation. I'm sure your superiors would be delighted that you're taking the initiative. Just like Gregson before you. So I snuck into his office when no one else was about. Because if anyone at the yard had seen me going in there, they'd have turfed me straight out of the street. This is sounding less and less like an investigation and more like something else. The prosecution understands that it was this very detective who discovered the notebook. Got that right. Nothing gets past Inspector Lestrade and her trusty assistant, Chief Inspector Toby. Tobeans. We found it hidden in one of his desk drawers that had a false button. That's impressive. So then I went to hide myself where no one could find me so I could have a butcher's at what was written in it. Because if anyone at the yard had found me out, they'd have turfed me straight out of the street. I've given in it now, though, ain't I? And if all weren't for me, it would have never been found. Please let us see it.
Hold it!
Wait. Do I just have it already and I haven't seen it? Nope. Oh, also, I'm out of options. What a charming little rabbity version of Mr. Sholmes. Do you suppose this is how Iris sees him? What? Are you alright, Mr. Naruto? Your eyes are veritably boring into the poor doll's ears. Oh, sorry, I was just wondering. What do you suppose would happen if I were to tug its ears with all my might right now? I'm sure that we'll find out when the time is right. To become a proper gentleman, you really must learn stoic patience. But I want to know. Little rabbit shows.
That's so cute.
Little rabbit shows.
Okay, never mind. No, that's just a loop to hold it.
Yeah.
I thought at first, for a second when I first saw it in the little part, I thought it was an antenna. I'm like,
oh, wait, what's this? Permission for the applicant and one additional person to travel. So he wasn't even alone when he went to France. What's the dealio there,
probably
Gregson?
had the assassin with him.
The assassin's been dead for a while, Kristen.
There's probably another assassin.
You mean the killer, is what you mean to say. Do you have any idea where those dealings were taking place? Yep. It was all in the boss's notes. Let's see if I can remember. As I already said, the illegal dealings were due to take place at a gentleman's club. Yes, I remember, but I was hoping to find out the name of the club. But that won't be necessary. What? It's conceivable that the club might be used again by the smugglers in future. Therefore, the prosecution has been asked not to reveal that name in these proceedings. I don't know what the fuss is all about. It's right here. All I've got to do is read it out. And I could, too. I've got this reading game buttoned up now. Can I show you what I can do? Go on, what's the arm? The judge hasn't signaled his objection yet. I could try to find out. What should I do?
Insist.
Well, Cosmo doesn't want it revealed. So obviously I have to.
I gotta be a brat.
This is a closed court. The proceedings are confidential. There shouldn't be any possibility of the information being leaked. As I explained, there is some possibility of politicians being involved in this affair. The prosecution is rightfully exercising caution, I imagine. Nuts. No, my lord. The prosecution has no objection. Kazuma? There's no question that Inspector Gregson was looking into these black market dealings. However, it's not yet been established that he was on that particular trial. It's not yet been established that he was on that particular trail on the day in question. If the defense requires to know the club's name, the prosecution has no intention of being obstructive. I have absolutely no idea what use this could be used.
It was the Strongheart Club.
Well, that's just incredibly unlikely. Right then, I get to show off my reading skills. Apparently, a smuggled goods deal was going to happen in the gentleman's club called the Goose. Have we? I don't recall that.
I don't recall that name. It's good to look through everything.
Yeah.
It's tattooed on her neck!
Really wish we could clean up some evidence about the stuff that we've already taken care of. A gun. Oh, that's kind of... Wait, no, never mind. That doesn't give us anything. I'm just gonna press it. The Goose? What sort of club is that? I got the foggiest. Clubs ain't exactly my thing. But I am kinda curious. They're not places where a foreign student like you would be readily admitted. Have you looked in the mirror recently? I'll tell you what. Me and Chief Inspector Toby could go in undercover. Sure, why not?
Gotta check.
Yeah, you're mature enough for that. What's that got to do with anything? Don't worry about it. I could pick out a few good marks and see what else I could find out what was in there. I got an outfit and everything. You got a what now? Just holds up a police uniform. Oh, that's what you meant.
And here, when you remove this, it becomes smaller.
Oh, why? I don't really think
when
you should
it
go.
gets rainy, so you don't get mud all over, track mud all the way up.
Sure. I don't really think you should go picking out anything. Anyway, that's where these black market dealings were going to take place, is it? Why don't you just shove the whole cookie in your mouth at one time so you don't get crumbs everywhere? Is it because you're small? I knew it. It's gotta be. That's what the lower-ranking detectives at the yard reckon. Says the even lower-ranking detective. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet.
Hold it!
That's a question, ain't it? Oh, yeah, an apprentice, so... Why didn't he inform Scotland Yard of his findings? Yeah, that's what I was asking myself, because, you know, I'm just an apprentice. When it suits you, yes. Anyway, the point is something went on in that club, no question. You can't say that for certain, though, surely.
Hold it!
Lord Van Zieks was at the club? He was. Detectives who visited the club yesterday to make inquiries have confirmed it. Several members report having seen the accused being admitted to the room in question as a guest. Looks like there's no disputing that he was there then. We know that Lord Van Zieks was investigating Inspector Gregson, don't we? Perhaps he'd already discovered the inspector's secret notebook, which led him to the club, you mean? Maybe. Presumably then, there was also eyewitnesses who can testify that Gregson was there. None have been identified at this time, no. So the all-important victim wasn't seen at this mysterious club. Oi! Why is she asking Inspector Lestrade here, eh? So that's all I gotta work with. Shut up, Gina. I really don't know what to make of all this. Lord Van Zieks told us that he was investigating Inspector Gregson, but he never once mentioned that he met the inspector the day before the incident. You don't think Lord Van Zieks could have been lying to us, do you? That's not the only way to explain this. Oh? If everything Lord Van Zieks has told us is true, then there must be a mistake in this testimony somewhere. You mean there are details we've yet to uncover? Exactly. A clue, perhaps, that even Gina hasn't noticed. That's what we should be looking for here.
Hold it!
So, you follow orders, do you, Gina? Not very well, no. I'm above all that, see? Above orders? Boss always had special orders for me. Grab us some fish and chips, or go and give Toby his grub, that kind of thing. So, errands more than orders, then. This detective is still an apprentice, after all. Yeah, well, this apprentice ain't one to sit around and wait to be told what to do, even by the boss. That's why I've been doing my own investigations into what happened. I didn't find much at first. Okay. So... I don't... Tuggy tears. I don't have anything, honestly. I don't know.
The passport with... No, because...
We could... We don't have the notebook, though.
We do have... Oh, we do have... Alright, go back to the blue thing. I want papers.
Wait, what was in there? It was the passport, which wasn't a separate piece of evidence. No, wait, here it is. Thing is, this seems really, like, out of the way, like... I don't think we have evidence that disproves that, though, is the thing. Everything that she's saying is super vague. There's nothing super specific.
Besides the name of the club.
We don't have any information on that, though.
Okay, so can you go through her entire testimony again? I'm gonna read through it again.
Yeah. All yard detectives are supposed to follow orders and investigate what they're told. Which is... I could probably use that, but I don't have anything that... I don't have any evidence that says that Inspector Gregson wasn't doing that. Which is what one of my thoughts was. But a little search of the boss's office turned up a notebook that had a load of secret meetings in it. Apparently the smuggled goods deal was going to happen at a gentleman's club called the Gross. Looks like it was a big job and all, but the coppers weren't onto it yet. Wait. What matters most is there's witnesses what saw the Reaper at the place too. But...
Can you go back to that, Haunted Lodge? Wait, what's that before the trunk?
So ridiculous.
Can we do the passport again? Okay, no, that's not something you can flip around.
Within 1 week from 31st of October. The only thing I could think of would be if we presented the passport to like disprove that Gregson was even in Britain. But like that seems so far out of the way that I'm just like, well, that doesn't seem right at all. I think I'm just gonna have to look it up. I've got no idea. No iota of an idea of what it could be. Oh shit!
What?
Ooh, I knew I had seen it somewhere before.
Oh, does that show the...
It's the SS Groose is the name of the ship that Mikotoba came in on.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it called it Dunkirk on the north coast of France for a night before finally arriving in Dover. It wasn't... Yeah. Sorry, it's been so long since we looked at that ticket.
Mm-hmm.
That was like the start of case 4. Ugh. Alright.
Objection.
Shut up! Put on a little makeup! I've read about these clubs that exist here in Britain. As I understand it, they're places where well-to-do gentlemen socialize with friends and colleagues. Don't imagine for a second that a foreign student like you would be admitted. Can we stop? Seriously, is your mirror cracked or something? Do we know for sure that the contraband dealings were definitely happening at a club called The Groose? The police are currently looking for evidence, but haven't found anything definitive yet. So, in other words, you're lying? I'm sorry to say they probably won't. What do you mean by that? I mean that the place Inspector Gregson was secretly going to visit on 31st of October may not have been a gentleman's club at all. You're showing a very irreverent attitude towards our country's police force there, Counsel. If it wasn't a gentleman's club, then what was it? A boat! You think it's a boat? I have the evidence to prove it here! What the fuck? Really? What? How? Let me see that. This dark-suited young man is not in the least bit untrustworthy. This is just a note that says, I do what I want. Just finger guns at a strong heart. Sorry. What I meant to say was, instead of the... what I meant to say was, kiss my foreign ass.
Suck my balls, Mr. Garrison.
Just gets out the microphone. The other side, my lord. Be more specific next time. This would appear to be a ticket for passage upon a steamship, yes. The Blackbird Yacht Line. On the SS Grouse. Oh. So there's a steamship named the Groose that happens to share a name with the club.
I knew he was gonna pull this.
But I'm afraid to say, there's a flaw in your logic there. How? Look at the ticket. Notice the date of arrival in port. Ship arrived at the port of Dover on 1st of November. Ah! Day on which the sound like a gunshot was heard on Fresno Street. In other words, on the day in question here, 31st of October, when the victim was on his clandestine mission. That ship hadn't yet docked on British shores. That would certainly make an undercover investigation somewhat challenging. The fact that the steamship hadn't yet reached Britain substantiates the defense's assertion that the victim was investigating the SS Groose on the day in question. Because we have evidence because of the passport! Fuck! Jesus! It's like one fucking tiny-ass piece interrupted our whole process, and now it's like we were like 2 fucking steps ahead of the game, and then...
We keep doing that.
We stumbled over 1 step and got to the fucking next 3 steps in a row. Then show your evidence for that assertion. Very well. Just chucks the metal trunk at his face. In that case, counsel for the defense, present your evidence to the court now. Evidence that substantiates your claim that the victim was investigating the SS Groose on the 31st of October.
This armband!
I'm a detective! Get him!
Are you serious?
By this! I'm waiting. The proof is in the pudding? Time's up. Those 3 equally nonsensical statements wasted 15 seconds of the court's time. You will accordingly suffer.
You seriously
suffer.
on it?
Yes. What do you think? I didn't save it all before then. 15 seconds worth of penalty, counsel. 15 seconds! I need to work on picking a more succinct turn of phrase. I think you might need to work on picking a more appropriate piece of evidence first. Oh, yes, of course. It would have been the... Yep.
Take that!
Beep.
What's this? A passport for travel issued to the victim.
Dots.
Dated 31st of October. What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that just one day before the inspector's body was discovered, there's a distinct possibility he wasn't even in the country!
Order. 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 This document is for passage to France. It does appear to have been officially authorized.
The day before the SS Gruce arrived at Dover. It docked on the northern coast of France for a night. According to my father, who was on board at the port of Dunkirk.
Dunkirk. France.
I had a lover there once.
Once again, the people of France are my greatest enemies. When I rule this country, I will wipe France from the face of the earth. I mean, sorry, what could possibly have taken the victim there?
Dots. Ha 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 ha! I'm impressed, Rinosuke Naruhodo. I certainly didn't expect you to get your hands on that passport. What?
Oh, is that,
You mean,
his?
you knew about this?
It's not Gregson, it's his. No.
The prosecution strategy for this trial has been laid down by the Crown Prosecution Office. On the day before the incident, the victim was investigating contraband dealings at a London club. That's the outcome of Scotland Yard's investigations, and the line the prosecution has been asked to follow. But personally, I don't agree. I think the prosecutor's office is trying to hide something. What?! And now that you've expertly disproven their assertion, I intend to reveal what I believe that something to be.
What are you playing at, Prosecutor Asogi?
The courtroom is a forum for the truth, my lord. Which is why it's my duty to present all the facts, without exception.
Let me guess. This was your intention from the outset, wasn't it?
The reason Inspector Gregson secretly made his way to the steamship docked in France on the day in question was to carry out a mission
For the Reaper.
The Van Zeeks?
No!
No!
The other organization.
Order. Order. What on earth are you saying, Counsel?
The prosecution made an assertion in court yesterday. Inspector Gregson was investigating the identity of the Reaper. When he discovered the location of the man's secret hideout, he was killed. As I'm sure everyone can imagine, by the Reaper's hand. But in reality, the truth is the opposite of that. What? Inspector Gregson wasn't investigating the Reaper at all. He was, in fact, acting for the Reaper.
Sorry, I'm reading smut as well.
Rinosuke, stop. We're in a courtroom of law. You can't be reading smut here. Not when you're so hard at work.
What the fuck is going on? Stop it! Stop
I
this!
admit to everything.
Stop
You
this.
made it so
Stop
awkward.
Stop this degeneracy at once, you heretics.
What the hell?
I can't. You make me work so hard.
Stop!
So you're saying the mission he was undertaking was, obviously, an assassination. Barrick Van Zeeks never carried out any of the actual killings. Whenever the Reaper's victims lost their lives, he always had a cast-iron alibi. Which tells us that he must have had an accomplice.
And you claim that was Inspector Gregson.
What the hell do you think you're saying, eh? My boss would never have done nothing like that. And yet, when you consider all the facts, it all makes perfect sense. No, it can't be! We also arrived at the same conclusion, didn't we? That Inspector Gregson was operating as the Reaper. Even so, there's no way that the person giving him his orders was Lord Van Zieks. No, the true Reaper is somebody else. Barrick Van Zieks is not the Reaper. A predictable response from someone who's advocating for the man. Well, what do you want me to say, dude? Even if it's true that Gregson was operating as an agent of the Reaper, the suggestion that he went aboard the SS Groose on an assassination mission doesn't follow at all.
Oh, you have some solid reason for doubting the assertion, do you, Counsel?
Absolutely. It's very simple. On the day in question, nobody was killed aboard that steamship.
What? Why?
Because it's impossible to be killed on a steamship, as proven by
God.
the prosecutor himself!
Nah, shit, he got us there.
You got us there, Judge.
And, those guys were on the same
humans
ship.
in Ace Attorney are just reverse vampires. They cannot be killed aboard crossing water. Professor Mikotoba and Judge Jikuku were on that very ship. If someone had been assassinated, I'm certain we would have heard about it. What's so funny? Your face, of course. No suspicious deaths were reported on board the ship. But I think perhaps you've missed the point. That's precisely why Inspector Gregson himself lost his life. What? Gregson did board the SS Groose that night with the intention of dispatching his mark. But his mission ended in failure. Failure. It seems that the defense hasn't yet grasped a very important detail here. Wait a second, hold on. If we're saying that Inspector Gregson was killed on the SS Groose on the night in question, wasn't it the prosecution that claimed earlier that they had witnesses of Van Zieks at a club in London? So by the prosecution's own assertions, Van Zieks couldn't have done it!
Unless if he hired the person to take out...
But that's not what this case is for! Whatever. Inspector Gina Lestrade, she did it. What? The victim's notebook that you read an excerpt from earlier, that doesn't contain details of secret investigations at all. It describes 10 years of assassination plots to be carried out by the Reaper of the Bailey. You're lying! You lying, beautiful man, you. Even if all them bludgers what got taken out had it coming, boss weren't the Reaper. Poor Gina. You want to order fish and chips from Red Robin?
You can stop hitting me with your money.
Okay. There's no question that Tobias Gregson was heavily involved in the Reaper's activities. You may just be an apprentice, but if you've spent any time at Scotland Yard, you must have heard rumors. I ain't heard nothing, and I don't believe a word of it. Then testify again as a representative of Scotland Yard. Consider it your chance to defend your boss. I don't...
I concur. The witness will give a new formal testimony. Miss Lestrade, you will tell the court everything you know about Inspector Gregson's secret notebook.